everyone, welcome back to another video. In this one, we are working on this antique pine chest of drawers. I found this on the Facebook Marketplace for free. Someone was giving this away, so I'm happy that I could snatch it up and save it and see what I can do to this piece. As you can tell, there's a lot of woodworm holes throughout this piece, and I didn't think it was that bad. But when we get this project started, you'll see that it's much worse than I thought it would be. It's really cool to see the hand-cut dovetails on the sides here. This is really indicating that this piece is likely over 100 years old and was handcrafted by somebody, so it's pretty cool. This video is sponsored by Intercraft and the Go Spray S1 HVLP paint sprayer. It's a super cool sprayer, and I can't wait to show you it in this video. But let's get this project started. The bottom drawer had so many woodworm holes, it was crazy, but it was actually still pretty solid. At some point there was some kind of locking mechanism, because there's one on that divider rail, and also this one here. And in the drawers they're all glued up in the middle and filled, and also on top of the drawers, so they got rid of the locking mechanism. This is the side, and we have a huge crack going up right here. So I think there's a little crack on the other side too, but where we'll have to fill it in, guess we'll have to see. I started cleaning this piece with mineral spirits substitute just to give it a good cleaning before we move on. When picking this piece up for free, and even before I got started on it, I didn't expect to find any of the actual woodworms inside this piece, but I did start finding them when I started taking it apart. These little wiggly guys are actually woodworm larvae. They hatch from beetle eggs, and they have been chewing through the wood for years, and eventually they turn into beetles and crawl out, leaving all these tiny holes behind. And this dust is what you see, and it's called frass. So they actually chew through the wood so much that it just turns the wood to dust. Sometimes the wood is able to be saved, and other times the wood needs to be replaced. And I guess we'll see what I do on this piece. Right here you can just see it's pretty brittle, so some wood hardener is going to help that out. You can just see, oh, there's dust all down through it too. Yeah, it's just full of dust. That's just all dust, wood dust. So wood hardener is going to go, I think, a long way for the back. Remember, if you're not in the Furniture Squad community, make sure to check it out and join today. There's over 300 of us in the community on School Now, and there's posts regularly, and there's some amazing projects in here that are really cool. So make sure to check them out. There's some other YouTubers in there too you can chat with. We have some courses, and this is the interactive map so far. We are filling it out more and more every day. So make sure to join the squad, and I hope to see you in there. Well, this isn't exactly what I had in mind for this project. I'm not an exterminator to any extent, but I did some research online and found this DIY woodworm treatment. It's borax mixed with boric acid and also propylene glycol. And I just added into some boiled water. You can probably actually boil it, but I didn't have anything to do that at the garage. So I'm just going to basically do this DIY method. And I think if it soaks in the wood, it should prevent any more woodworm damage in the future. But I don't think there's anything active in the wood right now. I think it's just damage from the past.
Two applications on that helped a little bit, not a lot, but better than nothing. Well, they're hand-cut dovetails connecting them, so that is why it's not coming off. So I'm gonna have to cut them from the inside and then add the new bottom pieces. Goodbye. Now that should be a little bit more structurally sound. Okay, so I got the color that kind of matches nicely, and the colors that I used, let's see if we could recreate it on video. White maple, deep pine, and yellow maple. These are just random wood touch-up filler kits I found on Amazon. So let's see, I'll do some white maple. This is yellow maple. A lot of that, because this is, I found the yellow maple is pretty similar to the color already, and then a bit of the deep pine to get that pine color. But the secret ingredient is actually, the secret ingredient, I add a drop of this antique brown. Just take a decent sized drop of that and I'll mix it in. Similar, a bit more antique brown, which is just a water-based stain. That's probably too much. There we go. Kind of cool. You really can't see it anymore at all. Just kind of matches up with the grain lines perfectly.
This video is sponsored by InnoCraft and their new Go Spray S1 HVLP paint sprayer.
Okay, now it's time to start spraying. I'm using the InnoCraft Go Spray S1, and I'm going to be spraying some of this Behr Diamond Wood Finish. It's water-based polyurethane, and we're going to add a tiny bit of this Bedford Fusion Mineral Paint, just a tiny bit, and I'm hoping it's going to help keep the pine from going like a bit yellow. We just want to kind of keep it that light color, so I think just like a strip antique pine dresser or chest of drawers, it would kind of remain lighter because there's no finish on it, but because it's pretty damaged, we're gonna throw some water-based polyurethane on it. This is everything that comes with the sprayer. You also have a manual and a quick start guide. So you get your paint sprayer, obviously. I'll go into more detail on that when we start spraying in a minute. And this is masking tape, stir stick. You get 3 different spray nozzle tips and a cleaning tube, some more cleaning brushes and stuff over here. And this is single-use strainers to prevent any clogging when you're spraying, and also these material bags that keep your bucket cleaner. Let's take a look at the sprayer, and it comes apart in 2 pieces. This is your power unit where basically the air comes in and shoots out and will spray out your material. So let's take a look at this. This is your spray tip here, your spray nozzle. The black one is on there right now, and we're going to remove this spray nozzle tip here. This is a 1.8 millimeter, so that's the little tiny hole in there. We're going to replace it with this orange yellow one, and it just latches in here. This one's a 1mm. It'll be a little bit better for spraying our water-based poly finish. So you just put that in, there's little notches on the side and it fits in perfect. Let me take this cap piece, and this is what just lays on top. So this black piece is actually your spray pattern, so you can spin it to have a horizontal or a vertical spray. So I'll show you how that works in a minute. And you just put the cap on. Right, that's on like that. Alright, now let me show you one of the coolest parts about this bucket and suction tube. There's a magnet in here. This suction tube stays on, unlike other sprayers. And this, let me just pop this off to show you. See this magnet here? It sits in this spot where the yellow line is, so it stays here. And when you put that on the bottom of the container, you can actually spin it. But what is really cool is when this is on, your suction tube actually will connect to that magnet. So when it connects, you can spin it. See it inside? It stays with the magnet, which is really cool. So you don't have to take the sprayer apart when you are, say, spraying down or up, and your material inside the bucket just goes with gravity, and you need to make sure your suction tube is sucking up the material. This really comes in handy. Throw on one of these strainers. Also, just going to add a drop of water. Alright, let's click the gun together. Just snaps in like this. This is your material flow dial. I usually set it to the lowest setting, especially when spraying water-based polyurethane, and then slowly increase it in our practice sprays. So let's do some practice sprays, make sure we have the amount coming out correctly, and then we can mess around with our spray pattern as well. When you have it set horizontally, it's going to spray your vertical spray, and when you have it set vertical, it's going to spray your horizontal spray, which is for vertical up and down. So basically this, if I'm having it up and down like this, that's when you're going to be spraying up and down, and when you have it horizontal like this, that's when you're going to be spraying back and forth. Now I need to puzzle the back together. So let's see, can I find a photo of it?
And finally, let's take a look at this antique pine chest of drawers one more time before we got started on it. And finally, here is what it looks like after. Looking at the before and after of this piece, it might not seem extreme, but the amount of work put into this one was a lot more than I was expecting. Saving what we could with the woodworm damage was a lot of work. Hardening up the wood and getting this light color pine was a bit of a task, but it was a lot of fun, and I really like how this project turned out. What do you think? I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you're not part of the Furniture Squad community yet, make sure to join. I'll have the links in the description and the comment section below. So make sure to join the squad. It's a community where you can chat with others and share your furniture projects.
Drawers are huge.
Thanks so much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one.